Hi everyone, it's Chrissie and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's build, we're actually going to be building in San Myshuno, and we're actually building a penthouse today, as you guys could probably tell from the title and the thumbnail and everything like that. But yeah, we're actually in the Arts Quarter in San Myshuno. We're on the Fountainview penthouse lot. And we're going to be building a penthouse. We're going to be building a kind of like modern industrial almost style penthouse. I almost said industrial style a penthouse, but it's just industrial style penthouse. But yeah, we're actually going to be building a penthouse and we're doing it for my save file. So this is actually where I have Diego Lobo living in my save. So basically, in case you guys didn't know, I do have a save file in The Sims 4. I technically have two, but only one of them is released. So the first version of my save file, my corner save file, is out already. I'll leave a link down below to the overview that I did way back, like on the 31st of December of last year. And I'll also leave the Tumblr post link down below where you can download it. But basically, that save is think of it like a huge rebuilding, kind of changing every world kind of save. So in that, I'm basically either rebuilding or renovating and changing up every single world in the game. So obviously, as we get new worlds, I'll be adding to it, all of that stuff. And I'm adding a bunch of new townies. I'm adding like hundreds and hundreds of Sims, like literally hundreds of Sims. And obviously I'm rebuilding all of the lots, moving some of the existing families, you know, all of that stuff. So basically think of it as a complete overhaul of the game. And the first version of it is out with, you know, Willow Creek and Oasis Springs completely done and a couple of other lots done in other worlds. But yeah, so I am still obviously working on it. I'm still working on the second version and adding to it, and I'm hopefully going to be releasing that in like sometime in the next couple of months. But basically in my save, I did move Diego into this penthouse. So if you guys didn't know, Diego used to actually live in, I believe it was Uptown. Yeah, he used to live in Uptown. And he used to live in, I can't remember if it's the land grab apartments or what it was, but he lived in one of those really big uptown apartments in one of the like one-story ones. So it's like a really long, skinny almost apartment. He used to live there, but I decided that I wanted to have a different family living there. So I decided to move him to the Arts Quarter, and he now lives in this penthouse, which honestly, I do think fits him a little bit better than like the uptown apartment, because he's actually in the arts critic career. And I believe he was in the arts critic career to begin with, like if you like start a new save. I believe he is actually in the arts critic career, and I don't think I changed that for my save file. So yeah, it made sense to have him living in the Arts Quarter, you know, being around all of the museums and like artists and all of that stuff. But obviously he is quite, you know, successful and rich and stuff like that. So he does have a penthouse. He doesn't just live in any old like regular apartment that, you know, the peasants live in. He does need to live in like a really fancy penthouse. So yeah, I decided to build this one for him, and it really is quite big. It is a very kind of like luxury almost penthouse. Even though this lot is only a 30 by 20 lot, it's not the biggest penthouse lot that we have. But it's like, I love the way it turned out. It's very, like I said, modern industrial vibes. I did try and make it match in with the building below it as much as possible. So I used the same brick, I used the same like white wallpaper or like paint as well, just to make sure that the color scheme kind of fits in with the building, and not to make it not like look like I just put down a random building on top of this like high-rise apartment building. So yeah, I decided to do that, and I really like the way it turned out. It did take me quite a while to figure out, you know, how I was going to do that, because I don't usually build penthouses, and trying to make them match in with the building below it is always a little bit of a struggle. But yeah, I really like the way it turned out. It, you know, like I said, it does match in, but obviously it does look a little bit different from the building below because it is the penthouse. So in my head, you know, he probably did, you know, add to it, renovate it, you know, change it up a little bit. It's not, you know, he's not renting the place, he actually owns it. So yeah, we do have that. But it's only a 1-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom technically, because the entire upstairs, so this is a 2-story penthouse, but the entire upstairs is just like a big lofted bedroom for him. And it has like a really big like walk-in closet and a really big bathroom as well. That's actually this like white kind of like extension bit. That's going to be where his like main bathroom is. And then downstairs we have a really huge living room, kitchen, dining room space. We also have a little small, just like half bath, you know, for guests with just a toilet and a sink. And then downstairs there's actually an office as well for Diego, but I figured, you know, that could easily be turned into another bedroom if you needed another bedroom. And then maybe you could, I don't know, like expand the downstairs bathroom, make it like 2 tiles bigger, and then you could easily fit in like a shower or a shower tub or something like that to make it a full bathroom. But yeah, so I figured, you know, he is single. He's, you know, he's not technically single because he does have, in my save, he does have a romantic interest with another one of my Sims, but they're not like technically dating in the game. So for all intents and purposes, he is single. He's not married. He, you know, lives on his own. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have pets or anything like that. So yeah, it is very much a single bachelor kind of like penthouse. That's kind of like the vibe that I had in my head. But obviously Diego is a little bit of a, I don't want, not diva isn't the word, but he's very much like, I believe one of his traits is actually that he's a snob. He's either a snob or he's materialistic. I can't exactly remember, but I know he has one of those traits. So in my head, I figured he would like, you know, some fancier things. He likes having a big penthouse. He likes, you know, having expensive furniture. He likes, you know, clothes. Obviously, the like regular, like I'm gonna say base game, but not really base game, but like EA Diego has a very bright sense of fashion. Now I did go in obviously and give him a makeover and all of that stuff, so he still has a quirky sense of style, but it's not as mismatched as the EA one was. So in my head, you know, he is really into fashion, he's really into clothes, so he does have an absolutely gigantic wardrobe. And he has, you know, a lot of art stuff around as well, a lot of paintings. You know, he is an arts critic, so yeah, he has a lot of art around, some really weird sculptures and stuff like that that I end up adding on the balconies. And yeah, I figured it would be a little bit of a, not really like eclectic, but more as eccentric, I think is a good word. So there's a couple of, you know, like a little bit of like an odd odd mix of items here and there. So obviously everything is very modern and industrial, but then you have, you know, a couple of these really kind of like odd things, like this avocado rug in the living room. I say avocado rug because that's actually the rug that we got in the seasons pack, and the default swatch of it is this like green. It literally looks like an avocado because the default swatch is green, and then the shape kind of looks like an avocado, so just like everyone calls it the avocado rug. But I used that swatch of it that has like the zebra stripes, and then there's a bunch of like not weird prints, but like out there prints in this apartment, like in this penthouse. So we have the zebra stripes, we have, you know, some striped fluffy rugs later on as well. And I tried to make the like penthouse not super bright because I figured, you know, it has a couple of pops of color like oranges and reds and a purple couch that I end up putting in the study. But in my head, Diego kind of like, he got someone in to furnish this place, and it's kind of like being done by an interior decorator. So everything was done with the idea of it matching. It's not something where he, you know, bought like a couch from a thrift shop, or, you know, he brought a chair from his old place or anything like that. All of this stuff I figured would be new. It would be, you know, it's being placed there very specifically, very intentionally. So yeah, that's kind of the idea that I had for this penthouse, and I finally got to use these couches from the Growing Together pack. I almost said Get Together, but I finally got to use this more modern couch from Growing Together, as well as the matching armchairs, and then I just paired it with this love seat from, I think that love seat is from high school years. But yeah, I finally got to use those couches. I haven't had a chance to use them in any of my builds yet, because I've been doing a little bit more like suburban rustic builds recently. So yeah, it was really fun getting to use those. And then also I finally got to use those big lights from Growing Together as well. You'll see that I have them in the living room, the dining room, and upstairs, like over top of the like little overlook area where the like open balcony bit is with the staircase. And I actually sized them down and like layered two of them on top of each other to make this really cool kind of like circular, like semicircular chandelier type thing, which I don't know, I thought it looked really cool, and I haven't gotten a chance to use those yet. And then I also used the actually like the tallest wall height in this place, which is really, really weird. If you guys know me, you know that I absolutely despise the tallest wall height. I like never go above the medium wall height. Most of my houses have either like the medium wall height on the first floor. If it's like a big, you know, fancy mansion, I'll do like the medium wall height on the first floor, and then the second floor will be like either medium or like shortest wall height. But I never touch the like tallest wall height. You know, I don't, because it's so hard to make it look good. But I know a lot of the apartments in San Myshuno actually have the tallest wall height, and I actually really, really dislike those apartments just because of the wall height. So actually using it intentionally for this build was a little bit different for me. Honestly, I don't really know why I did it. I think I did it just because I wanted the windows to kind of match the building below. And to do that, to have them have like a similar height placement, I guess you could say, I knew I needed the tallest wall height. So I did that, and then upstairs we have the medium wall height. So even though it's only a 2-story building, or like a 2-story penthouse, it looks a little bit taller, which I think really looks good, you know, in a situation like this. But yeah, that also meant that I got to use those tallest wall height windows from Growing Together. I used these doors from City Living as well. Now, I originally had the doors, like those big 3-tile doors, I originally had them rotated to have the blue glass on the inside, just because I thought it looked better than having the blue glass on the outside when none of the other windows had the blue glass. No, I didn't have the blue glass on the outside. I originally had it on the inside because I didn't like the way it looked on the outside. But then when I was going in and I started like furnishing the interior, I really, really hated it. So I flipped them. So now the doors have blue glass when you look at it from the outside, but none of the windows match, which it kind of irks me. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of really does irk me. But I couldn't find another door that I liked as much as those that kind of like fit the vibe. And I also really didn't want to use the City Living windows because I wanted to use the Growing Together ones specifically. So yeah, I had to deal with it. So yeah, we have the blue doors, which I hate those doors, I'm not gonna lie. I love the doors themselves, but I hate the blue glass. I hate the fact that one side of the glass is tinted blue, of all things. It looks horrible, and I really wish we just got a swatch of them that had just clear glass, which would make them so much more useful, because I know why they have the blue tint. I know they're meant to be for, I think, the fashion district. They kind of match the glass in those buildings in the fashion district. But if we just got them with a clear swatch, that would make them so much more versatile. And honestly, I don't even think it's that difficult, because I know a ton of CC creators have done that. We even have on some of the base game windows, some of the base game modern windows, that they usually come with regular clear glass, but then we have a couple of swatches that have matching tinted glass to these windows that the Sims team added in later on. So I know that they can do it, I just wish they would. But anyway, moving on from that, we're actually working on the dining room right now. As you guys can see, most of the downstairs have kind of come together. At this point, we're just going to be going around doing some cluttering, detailing. We're also going to start working on the kitchen because at the moment there's just a bunch of random stuff placed down. And yeah, I tried to keep this build a little bit less cluttered than I usually would. I tried not to make it look as lived in because I figured that would be, you know, the way that this looks. A house like this in this style, you know, it fit the idea that I had in my head. It fit the vibe. So there are a couple of clutter pieces and, like, you know, I guess I don't know, like realistic clutter, but none of it is like messy or lived in or, you know, like all over the place like I usually would have clutter. So yeah, I figured Diego would probably have a maid that came in probably daily to make sure that everything was clean and, you know, tidy and all of that stuff. So yeah, he probably doesn't really like having a lot of clutter around anyway, but I did want to make sure that I gave him a fairly substantial kitchen. Because even though he is in the arts critic career, or like in the arts critic branch, I figured, you know, he probably likes cooking. He probably likes good food. Or maybe he has a chef that comes in. Maybe he likes hiring a chef and, you know, they come in, they cook his meals and, you know, he just uses the kitchen for entertaining, you know, on his own. Maybe he has a lot of parties, a lot of friends, you know, so there's a bar in the kitchen. There's also another bar and a grill outside on the bigger balcony. On the other balcony, we have a fire pit and some seating and a hot tub later on and a bubble blower. We also have the pool on the bigger balcony as well, where I'm going to be adding in another little dining table, some more seating, some lounge chairs, and then obviously we have the balconies at the top as well on the second floor. So his bedroom actually has 2 balconies. So yeah, there's a lot of outdoor space with this because I didn't want to make the penthouse itself take up the entire lot because I didn't want it to be that big. So yeah, I decided to just, you know, have a lot of outdoor space, and I figured that would probably be a good thing too if I'm going with the whole idea of he likes entertaining and he likes having people over, so they have a lot of stuff to do. So not only is there a lot of space inside, but there's also a lot of stuff to do outside as well. So yeah, we do have that. Now you guys will also notice that a lot of this video is cut a little bit more than I usually would. It's edited a little bit more than I usually would. And that's just because I had about like 7 hours of footage for this. It ended up being an hour-long video, which obviously I had to cut down. So I ended up cutting out quite a few things. I cut out both of the bathrooms. I cut out some bits of me cluttering or, you know, being indecisive, changing stuff up. You know, just stuff like that. Also jumping around. I did that quite a lot with this build. So yeah, there are a couple of, like, I did cut out more things than I usually would. But because you guys seem to really like the tour that I did with my off-the-grid Generations farm build last week, I decided that I'm actually going to go in and do another live tour for this video. So yeah, at the end we're actually going to be doing a live tour instead of the usual screenshots, just so that I can show you the penthouse a little bit more and kind of give you guys a little bit more of an idea of where everything is, because I know a lot of the times it can be very kind of like not distracting, but it can be difficult seeing, you know, where a certain room is or where a certain object or something is when I'm spinning the camera around as much as I am, or, you know, when the video is this sped up. So yeah, we're gonna go in and do that, and hopefully this time my tour won't end up being like 20 minutes long like that other one was. I'm gonna try and keep it a little bit shorter, and then I'll give you guys some top-down views of it as well once I, you know, have done the tour, or maybe I'll put in some like floor plan screenshots at the end. We'll have to see, because I know a lot of you guys really appreciate having those floor plan screenshots where I actually show you, you know, the whole like floor plan of the house. So I'll probably be doing that. But yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to mention. And then also, another random thing that I talked about in that farm build is the fact that we do have construction going on in the background at the moment, and not in the background of like me, not our house, but our neighbors are actually having some construction done, and occasionally you can actually hear them, so they'll be like drilling or whatever, and you can actually hear it. And I don't know if my microphone picks it up at all, but I just thought I should mention it in case it does at some point. I don't think it will, but I wanted to be safe and mention it. But yeah, so here we are working on the upstairs bedroom. The closet is mostly done. I did most of the configuration of like the wardrobes and, you know, all of the cabinets and stuff off camera because that took me ages and a lot of fiddling and tool mod using, and it was a pain. So I cut that out. But we have these big walk-in wardrobes from Get Together. We have a couple of those shoe racks from Get Famous, I think, and then a little screen, some mirrors, a fireplace that I actually have like a double-sided fireplace. So we have one side in the closet, one side in the bedroom. We have the bedroom, we have obviously the bed, we have a TV like facing the bed and a little seating area as well. And then we have obviously, you know, the doors that lead onto both of the balconies. So the balcony that's off of the little seating area, so it's kind of like the bigger balcony, that one actually ends up having 2 lounge chairs on it and a yoga mat. Because in my save, I do think that Diego is a little bit into like yoga and wellness and stuff like that. He doesn't really like going to the gym, but he does like doing, you know, the occasional yoga routine and stuff like that. So we do have a little yoga mat up there. And then the other balcony that like goes off of the closet area, like right by the stairs, that has a like small table, a like couch, and just some plants on it. So just like a seating area basically. And yeah, so that's basically the entire upstairs. And then the only other like interior room is this study that we're actually working on right now, or I guess you could say office. So we have a couch, a bookcase, a mural. I do use a couple of these murals throughout the whole house, which they're basically just the city living murals that your Sims can actually paint. And what I did is I actually had my Sims paint all of the different murals that you can get, and then I uploaded them as rooms to my gallery. So if you want to download them, they are up on my gallery. You just have to go to my gallery page, filter by room, and then probably scroll back like a lot. Or you might be able to go onto my gallery and then search for like mural, because I know each of the uploads have mural in the name. So if you just search for that, you should be able to find it as well. I know a bunch of other people have done it as well on the gallery, in case you just want to like go onto it and like search for murals. But yeah, so basically that's just what I did. I pulled them off of the gallery and then plopped them on the wall. So yeah, we have those, and then we have a little desk space as well. I figured since he is a art critic, he would be into painting a little bit, but I didn't think it would be like traditional painting. So I gave him the sketch pad so he could do some digital art. He has a laptop so he can like write all of his reviews and stuff like that on the go, so he doesn't have to do it at home. He can take his laptop, go to the art center, or take his laptop, go to, you know, the park or wherever it is that he would hang out and write his reviews there. He also has a bunch of cameras as well, because I figured he would definitely be into photography. And then on the bookcase, I put down a couple of trophies. Now, those trophies are either from the base game for like the business career or entertainer career, or from Get Famous for like acting and stuff. But I figured they would probably be like trophies that he won for maybe like reviews, or, you know, I don't know, like not art pieces, but like, yeah, maybe some of them are art trophies, but like trophies that he won for, you know, I don't know, like reviews, or I don't know, stuff that he wrote that he got an award for some reason. So yeah, I figured I would put those up there, and then that is basically the office. Now, the rest of the video is just going to be me doing the outside spaces. So the upstairs balconies, the downstairs balconies or patios or whatever, because there's a lot going on them, like I mentioned. But yeah, that's basically going to be the build. So we have about like almost 10 minutes left, and I can't believe I actually managed to make it this far into the voiceover already. But yeah, I'm recording this on Wednesday afternoon at like 3 p.m. just to date the video. But yeah, I don't know if this video is going to be up on the like usual time that I like uploading. So I don't know if it'll be going up tonight or if it'll be going up late, like really late tonight or tomorrow. Honestly, I don't know at this point, between how long it's taken me to actually get this video done, and I still need to record the tour as well. But between all of that and then load shedding being an absolute pain in the ass again, I honestly just don't know what it's going to mean for my schedule. I know I've been trying to upload like 3 days a week, and you guys are probably tired of hearing about this at this point. But I know I've been trying to upload 3 days a week recently, ever since Growing Together came out. I've been doing like 3 uploads a week. But the past I think 2 weeks, I've only done a Wednesday and a Friday upload, and I haven't done a Sunday one like I usually do. But honestly, I don't know what's going on at the moment with me. This is gonna get like very rambly for a second, so if you don't want to hear about my real life stuff, then feel free to mute me. But I've just been having a bunch of like health issues recently. Not really issues, but like I've been really struggling with headaches a lot. And I don't know if it's because for some reason, I just can't spend as much time in front of my PC anymore as I usually would. Because I do spend a good 12 plus hours a day in front of my computer. So whether that's because I'm recording or editing or working on behind the scenes stuff, or if I'm just relaxing and watching Netflix or Disney Plus or whatever, I do all of that stuff at my PC. So yeah, it's a lot of time that I spend looking at my screens. So I don't know if it's just that. I don't really think it is, because I have blue light filtering glasses and all of that kind of stuff, and it's been a very recent thing as well. So I don't think it's that. But either way, I've just been struggling a lot with my head, with headaches and migraines and stuff. So for some reason, I work slower, obviously, when I feel like that. So I can't get as much done as I would. I can't concentrate as well as I usually would. And that's just been a reoccurring thing the past couple of weeks, which has really, really irritated me. I'm not gonna lie. I know you guys always tell me that I shouldn't push myself this much and I shouldn't feel bad about, not uploading as much as I want to, or, being late with uploads or whatever. But I push myself. I feel bad about that. I'm annoyed at myself about that. So it's kind of that I'm my own worst critic kind of thing. But yeah, I've been trying to do 3 uploads a week, and it just hasn't been happening the past couple of weeks. And I don't know if this week is going to be any different. Probably not. I'm probably still only going to be doing 2 uploads, maybe another one on Friday, maybe Sunday, I don't know. But I am definitely going to be doing the Shell Challenge tour video as well. I know a couple of you have been asking me about it. I will be doing the tour video. That will probably go up on Sunday. So I don't know if there will be another build out this week, but the Shell tours will definitely be up on Sunday. So keep an eye out for that. And yeah, so that I think is the only real life update I think that I wanted to give you guys. Also, not the only one, another random tidbit about my life is the fact that I actually, over the weekend, I picked up Duolingo again. I used it for a week, 5 years ago or something like that, 6 years ago. But I actually picked it up again over the weekend, and I started learning Latin, because why not? Why would I learn a language that I could actually use at some point, like Italian or French or Spanish or any other popular actually spoken language that could be useful? I'm not that practical, of course not. I'm gonna go ahead and learn Latin that no one speaks, that no one writes in, Because I just want to, and I'm a history nerd. I love watching history shows and reading history stuff, and I like being able to actually understand Latin because it was used a lot back in the olden days. So yeah, I'm learning Latin, which has been really fun. I'm really enjoying it. So yeah, there's that. And then also today, actually, when I'm recording this, not today, yesterday, when I'm recording this on Tuesday, we actually got the new roadmap for The Sims for the next 3 months, so from April until June. And I don't know why people were expecting like a big roadmap with a like big announcement on it, because we literally just got Growing Together like not even a month ago. So I don't know why people were expecting something huge. I wasn't, if I'm being completely honest. But they announced that we're going to be getting 4 new kits as well as a big base game update, and that's it. So now a lot of people are speculating about what the kits will be. I'm personally hoping for some sort of like moving kit or like moving clutter kit, so like boxes and moving stuff. Or maybe it's a gameplay thing that they could add, add a little bit more gameplay with that, which would be really cool because that kind of fits the vibe of the roadmap that they gave us. They gave us this roadmap of a bunch of boxes, and then it says like, take me home, which is really cool. And basically the whole thing focuses around your Sims' home and what home means to people, and, all of that kind of stuff. Like it definitely gives me very like cozy vibes, if that makes sense. And they did say 4 unique kits, so I'm gonna assume that at least 2 of them are going to be build by kits. Maybe one of them will be a cast kit, even though the little like blog post thingy that they posted doesn't really give me creatism like indications, I guess you could say. It definitely makes me think more of build by, so maybe all 4 of them will be build by, who knows, like clutter stuff. Maybe one of them will be a gameplay kit. I don't really think they'll do a gameplay kit again because Bust the Dust was a flop, if I'm being completely honest, and one of the most buggiest things like ever. So yeah, I don't know if they'll do that, but yeah, I'm kind of curious. I'm not gonna say excited because they're kits, and I don't mind kits, if I'm being completely honest. I don't mind them, but I do think that we get too much of them, if that makes sense. They're too, like, we get too much of them. We need other packs, and we need more base game updates and stuff like that, a lot more than we need kits. Even though they don't impact like base game updates and stuff, it just I'm not a huge fan. But yeah, with all of that said, let me know what you guys think about like all of the new roadmap and stuff like that, what you're hoping the base game update will be especially, and then your thoughts on all of the kits and what they could potentially do with that vibe that I was talking about. But with all of that said, we're going to go ahead, finish off this speed build, and we're going to jump in, and I'm going to give you guys a tour around the whole penthouse. Okay, so here we are in the world, or in the game, I guess you could say. And this is the penthouse that we just built, the new Fountainview penthouse for Diego. And I'm going to hop out of tab if my game wouldn't jump around. And yeah, so this is the penthouse, this is the exterior, this is obviously the outside, the smaller balcony, where, the little hot tub is over there. We have the front balcony, the side balcony, or the yoga balcony, I guess you could say. And then we have the big one with the pool and everything. Now, I know a couple of people are probably going to be thinking, why do I have a pool on a penthouse lot? And honestly, because I can. Because when you're rich and you live in a penthouse, a lot of the times they will have pools because rich people. So I also did try and make it, or like put it in a spot where there aren't any windows on the side, and I tried to put it, away from the edge of the lot as well. So I tried to make it as realistic as I could, but yeah, so that is the outside. So if we go in, we obviously have the little like entryway that I don't think I recorded me doing, But yeah, so we have the little entryway, you know, just a seat, you know, the mailbox, trash chute, all of that stuff. We have a little, you know, obviously front door, welcome mat. Now I did this because a lot of the times, obviously because we're in a penthouse, there isn't technically a front door to your lot. So even if you click on this, you don't have the option of setting a front door as you usually would. And what that means is that if you get guests or like random people visiting you, coming to like knock on your door, if you have your elevator just opening into your living room or into your penthouse or whatever, they will just walk into your house. There's no way of keeping anyone out because you can't lock the elevator. So what I tend to do when I build like penthouses is I'll put a fake little lobby, like entryway area, and then I'll lock the door, and you know, whenever I want my Sims to have, you know, people over, I'll unlock it so that they can come in. Otherwise, you know, that'll just keep them outside. But yeah, so coming in, we have the little entryway, and then off of the entryway in this little corner over here, we have just a tiny little bathroom for, you know, your guest or whatever. And then obviously we have the stairs up. We have this little corner underneath the stairs where we just have some plants, a little rocking chair, and then a little bookcase between that. I tried to keep it as open as possible, so I tried not to put something in every single corner like I usually would. So over here we have obviously the living room that you guys saw. We have the living room, we have the fireplace, big TV. And then I did this with those like wall, I don't know, not dividers, but like wall panels or wall whatevers from Eco Lifestyle. And I just put two of them together, made this little divider. On the other side, we have a little like stereo, some more paintings, some plants over there in the corner by the big window, obviously the door to the outside. Now, these doors do still work, even though I obviously have curtains over them, but curtains don't block your Sims' ability to walk through stuff. They'll just walk through the curtain. And yeah, and then over here, with all of this gorgeous light coming through, we have the absolutely gigantic kitchen. So yeah, for a single Sim that doesn't have a family, this is obviously a very big kitchen. But, you know, like I said in the voiceover, it just gives me, you know, I feel like Diego would be the kind of Sim that would have a big fancy kitchen and would have, you know, a lot of space. And they would probably, like, hire chefs and stuff like that to come cook whenever they have functions and stuff. Now, I did playtest this, by the way, as well, I want to mention. This is a coffee table that I raised up and put in the counter. The like counters on this side work, the like stovetop on that side works perfectly fine. They can set stuff on all of the counters. This doesn't block anything. It just looks really, really cool. So yeah, and then moving on, we have obviously the dining area. This is kind of like the formal dining area, I guess you could say. Really big, nice and open. Leads onto another balcony. And then, oh yeah, on this side, we have the office as well, which, you know, very nice. I tried to use a little bit of that purple that we have in the mural at the back, brought into the, you know, the couch. And then obviously I used a lot of like orange tones throughout the place, so I brought that back in. Some blue as well because it matches the mural a little bit. And yeah, just, you know, a nice little workspace for Diego. You can sit here and write his reviews or, you know, whatever it is that he does in a day. And yeah, just the bookcase with all of his like awards and stuff that he's won. And then going upstairs, we have the big staircase with the big like overlooking balcony that leads into obviously the changing room slash, you know, fancy walk-in wardrobe, all of his shoes, big wardrobes. I did this whole thing off camera. I know I mentioned it in the voiceover, but it took me a lot of fiddling with the tool mod and stuff to get it to like line up correctly and everything like that, and I scaled them up and it was just a big thing. So yeah, we have the wardrobe area. We have obviously the double-sided fireplace, or as close to a double-sided fireplace as we can get in The Sims, I guess you should say. But yeah, we have, you know, the TV facing the bed, really nice big, you know, bedroom area. Again, with those murals that I use, that these murals are just the city living ones, like I mentioned in the voiceover. They're just city living murals that I have on my gallery that I pulled out, put them down, and they function perfectly fine. So yeah, we have those murals, we have another little seating area. Obviously in The Sims, an area like this is basically pointless because you have a lot of other seating space. But in real life, having a little seating space like that would be nice, maybe to curl up with a book or whatever. So we have that. And then we have the big main bathroom that I didn't record me doing. So yeah, this is in that, white bump out bit with the glass roof and everything. So very, very nice. The lighting in here during the nighttime is actually gorgeous. But yeah, so if you come in, you have the toilet, just regular standard toilet. I actually use the one from the fitness pack, which is weird. I never use that toilet. But yeah, we have that. We have the nice little sink vanity area with some clutter. We have a big bathtub right in front of the windows, but there's no like tall buildings on this side of the penthouse. So I figured, sitting in here in the bath would be fine. And maybe, in real life, the windows will probably have those like two-way type glass in it. So you can't see in, but you can see out. And obviously it's The Sims, so they don't care either way. But yeah, so that's the bathtub. And then over here we have some storage, a little robe, and obviously the shower. And that is basically the entire living interior space. Now on this balcony, we have obviously just the yoga mat, some more lounge chairs, and then some plants. And then on the other one, we have a little table, maybe to have your morning coffee at. And then just a little seating area. So that's the upstairs. But if you go back downstairs, if you go down through this side, if you look at the lot from the front, like the right-hand balcony, the smaller one, this is where we have those little like slatted glass roof things. But yeah, over here we have a little seating area with a nice little fire pit. We have one of those really funky sculptures that I feel like you would totally have in his place. We have the bubble blower, some more plants because I use those plants everywhere. And then we have the little private hot tub area over here as well, which, some towels, a little bench and everything like that. So we have the hot tub. And then on the other side, we have the kind of like big entertaining balcony. So we have some more seating. We have another bar outside. We have a little like juice summertime drink tray. We have another drink tray over there as well. But yeah, we have a bar. We have a big grill area. We have some like dining space, some lounge chairs, and another funky sculpture. And then obviously the pool, which I did put in, obviously a couple of fountains and stuff just to make it look a little bit more interesting. And then inside of the pool, I did go in, and I don't think you'll be able to see it during the daytime. But if I make it nighttime, yeah, so I did put in lights in the pool and all of that stuff off camera. But yeah, I really like the pool. It's actually a white pool instead of my usual blue, so that's cool. But yeah, that is basically the build. But if we go into tab mode and I show you guys a little top-down view. But yeah, so this is the... I'm gonna do this, I think, in like build mode, so that you can see the grid, because I know a lot of you guys actually like seeing the grid. But yeah, so this is the first floor, second floor. Let me just zoom out. This is the second floor, and then obviously upstairs. So yeah, if you wanted to pause the video and look at the floor plan, there you go. But yeah, I hope you guys like this build. Like I said in the voiceover, I think I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed doing something a little bit more out of my comfort zone and just having fun with a style that I don't tend to do. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give the video a like. If you're new to the channel and you'd like to see some more Sims content, feel free to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell as well to be notified of whenever I upload a new video. But yeah, also again, let me know what you think about all of these like live tours instead of screenshots. But I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll talk to you in my very next video. Bye everyone.